Can you come a little closer so we get you to the place where I want you to be and what I want you to see? It's so nice when it's quiet. So welcome to the best track in the world. For me, this is absolutely by far the best circuit, because we have the best corners in the world, and this is the first best corner in the world. It's called, what is it called?
Eau Rouge.
No, this is called Raidillon. Eau Rouge is easy, Raidillon is difficult. Second best corner is Pouhon. Third best corner is Blanchimont. So forget about the stupid Nürburgring with the stupid carousel, the second gear stupid corner. This is the best one. My name is Ron Simons. I'm your host for today, and I think that there's almost nothing can go wrong here today, because we have the best track, we have beautiful conditions, responsible people, so what can possibly go wrong? Is English fine for everyone?
Yeah.
Also for the French people among us?
Yeah.
And the Germans? Who's German? French? No French? Okay.
They already know the track.
Hmm?
They already know the track.
Most of
They
the
don't
time
have
they
to
do.
walk here.
They're all waiting in there. So who's here for the first time? This is not flat out. Whatever your friends told you it is, they're not your friends. You know, when they told you, do Rouge, Raidillon flat out, it's not going to happen. Certainly not the first time you're here. Is KW here? No. No. Okay. Before I forget, we have KW in our hospitality, and they can help you with anything you want to know about suspension, setup, and balance of the car, and all that stuff. There's a demonstration car here. It's an Audi R8, and they do demonstration laps as well. Before I forget. So we are spending about another 40 minutes here on track, showing you a few corners, hopefully free, but depends on how quick we go, only two. And this is about information of how to become quicker and how to avoid any trouble. So why is this so difficult here? What makes Eau Rouge and Raidillon so complicated, you think?
Well, changing in camber.
That's two.
Yeah.
It's very fast. Not flat out, but it's very fast. There's the vertical element, going down and going up. It's the camber, as you said, and the camber works against you in the left-hand part of the track here, and works in your favor on the right-hand part. The hill drops off from that end to that end. So then there's the camber change, which is something you need to be in sync. So you have to be one with the track at that point, and if you're not, then it upsets the car, makes you slower or creates imbalance in the car. But what most people don't know or see, and that's why we're standing right here, is that in the uphill part there's two crests, and the crests are very nasty. And you see these skid marks here? That is because of this little crest in the uphill part. And there's another crest right at the final left-hand bend there. That is a crest as well. And as you can see from here, it doesn't look like it being so violent, but I tell you, it is violent. So who works with data logging here today? We have one of our partners is Race Navigator, and on the data you can see what really happens with the forces on the car. When you come into the compression and go up, then all of a sudden your car gets 3 times the weight. It's not weight, it's vertical force because of the vertical element in the centrifugal force working on the vertical plane. So you pull 3G going up the hill right after you go up, but that's going to be 0 on this crest if you have a certain speed. So on that crest the car is almost airborne, and when it's airborne you can steer, brake and do whatever you want to do, but the car has a certain direction and there's no way you can change that direction, so you have to make sure that it goes in the direction you want it to go before the crest. And on the data you can see so much which you will never see or experience when you don't have that stuff. In the earlier days we didn't have that, so it was trial and error, but the laws of physics are still the same, and that's what you have to cope with here on this corner in this track. So all these elements in together is, I think, one of the most difficult, complex but rewarding corners in the world. And that's why in Formula One all these guys they love this track so much, like we do. You know, I still feel privileged to be able to do this after 20 years or longer. So now come to the ideal line on this course. I first give you the wrong example. What you're going to do when you drive here for the first time. You come down the hill and you're almost in top gear already, coming to the bottom of this, and then you get scared because this whole mountain of asphalt is in front of you. You don't see where it's going, and you get scared. And what you do when you get scared is you turn in too early. And when you turn in too early, then you start stuff the wrong way. And when you start stuff the wrong way, it can never end up right anymore. Right. So what you do is you come down the hill on that straight, you're in the middle of the track, you turn in, you enter too early, you come into the right-hander too early, it spits you out here on that crest or before that crest too early, and then you arrive somewhere here. And if the car is still, you know, going in a straight line, then you can recover. But as you see from these skid marks, you know, when you have too much lock-in, you're too fast, and you reach the point where there's 0G vertical, the car is just airborne. Right? Then you spin off and you're going to hit something. That's what's going to happen when you have the combination of no clue, no experience, and being too eager to go fast. Right? You cannot do this flat out or very fast if you've never been here before. And a good rule of thumb is as long as you're not able to copy your line and exit at the same place up the hill all the way where the cars are, at least, let's say 10 times in a row, you're not ready for speeding up. You're not ready for speeding up. Now coming to speeds here. When you're experienced, when you are driving a Porsche GT3 or a similar level car, then the exit of these turns, the 3 big ones, is close to 200 kilometers an hour, 120 miles an hour. So that is fast, right? That is serious speed. When you start driving here, a safe speed on this corner is definitely not 100 kilometers an hour. That is very dangerous for people coming from behind. So you have to, yes, you have to respect it, but please get some speed in, because otherwise you're a rolling chicane. What is also not good is to, you know, try and see what happens doing it at 100 miles an hour or 110 miles an hour. But I can tell you, it can bite in a very bad way. There's only, you know, radical cars, destroyed cars here. You almost cannot have an easy, you know, easy off with just a bit of paint missing. It's always a heavy one. So a good safe speed is that you keep it at 130, 140 kilometers an hour. And I promise you, with modern cars, you can be offline, you can do everything wrong on this crest, and you still have a whole part of tarmac in front of you, which you can use even if you're offline. So don't be too scared, but be very careful. Now, coming to the information you're waiting for, I think, and that is how to do this right. Okay, so you come down the hill, and I know you're scared, but still, you have to start it the right way. That means the first little kink there, above the Eau Rouge, is a left kink, and that is in the compression. Treat that as a real corner. That means that you're on the full right, and you see on the left of that concrete wall is the endurance pit lane. And there's a little red cabin there, which is the entry to the track for endurance exit. That cabin is what you aim for, and only there, or let's say 20 meters before, you turn in, and it's quite a firm turn into the left. And then you're going to run that curb on the full left, and that curb that's waving out to a little bit wider there, close to the guardrail. You see on that curb, there's a curbstone, there's a rumble strip, and there's the grass, which is driven away already a bit. So people use even more space than the curbstone. You can run that curb even in the wet, because it's flat as a pancake. Listen, I didn't say you can change gears there or brake or steer or whatever. You can run the curb. You can roll over the curb. And then when you come off that curb, then you start thinking of tapping the brakes one more time and turn in. And it's almost never that you turn in too late there. Almost always you turn in too early. So if you turn in after you come off that curb, then the magic of Eau Rouge is starting, because then you get so much force on your car that you will not have any understeer or oversteer there. It just sticks. It's sensational when once you get up to speed and feel the forces help the car to rotate. And that is at that part. So after that left-hand curb, and then say 50 meters, when that magic happens, then that is the point where you do the majority of your cornering. So it's quite a very positive turn in a way that after that part and before the first crest here, you can already open up the steering wheel and go over that little crest here in a dead straight line. And then the car can be airborne and nothing happens. And when you do the preparation of that part, as it should be, perfect, then the rest is a piece of cake. Because then you come off that crest, and the only thing you need to do is, when you see the curb, is the input on the steering wheel should be this. This is all you do. And then you touch the apex here, and you ride all the way to the full exit on the right hand side. So this is the line. The slowest part of the track is just before or after that crest. And at speed, when you're carrying 120 miles an hour on the exit, then the speed here is about 90 to 100 miles. So the slowest part is right here. That is for everybody the line. And as said in the beginning, as you have to be able to copy your line every time. The two most dangerous places here are the crest. You see the skid marks here, and as well just after that curb on the left. There's also, look at that. All the skid marks go into the tire wall on the right, and it is because there's a few bumps in there, and that upset the car as well. So it can rotate. Not so much in the dry, but in the wet it's very easy to turn it around and then hit the wall on the left hand side or the tire wall on the right. Also important is this here these white lines here. So when you make a mistake and you overdo it and you come in too hot and you feel that, well, I don't know if I can handle this, you can open the steering wheel up to a point that you stay within the right hand side of that rumble strip here, the white lines. Because if you walk with me and look here, see, as long as you keep both wheels on these white lines, you just miss the tire wall. And that's, you know, in the earlier days we had the guardrail right at the track, but now there's a lot of space. I mean, I wouldn't say it's foolproof, but you still, you know, on a track day you must be an idiot too quick with that. But you know, come on, it's about nothing. You have the whole day to learn this place and to feel, you know, what you can do and to increase speed gradually. So this is a very good escape, and you maybe should try it once. Even if you don't need it, just come out at the corner there, you see this, and you drive here. It sounds horrible going over these things, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. You will make it. Any questions? No? What other corner do you guys want to see?
Double left?
Pour. Okay.
La source. Putje aan de source.
Ja, maar daar komen we niet meer, want dan moeten we 2 ronden doen. No, okay, we do Pouhon. Let's go to the cars quickly, and when we stop quickly, get out quickly, move to the place quickly, then we